grew up single mother. Money was not abundant. We were poor. I spoke no English when I first came here. And this country has afforded me a lot of blessings. But what I can tell you is I understand the value that you're not just buying a roof, you're buying memories. You're buying marriages, you're buying healing, you're buying sickness, you're buying laughter, you're buying joy, you're buying sadness, you're buying tears. All those things will go on in that home.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Samir, who's been making some serious moves in the mortgage industry for quite some time now. Samir, welcome in, man. Glad to have you.
What's up, man?
Not much. I'm pumped for today. Our pre-recording call, I'm excited about it. I think our listeners are really going to take away some value from how you approach the business and how you've maintained that consistency now for almost 30 years. So let's dive in. For people who may not know you yet, what is your main focus right now? What markets are you operating in?
So right now we're in the Florida market. We deal with a lot of investors. So we're in, a bunch of other states, including Texas and Georgia. Like those three are like our biggest ones. Now, the majority of our business right now are with investors, but it's only because of the shift in the market in terms of the pricing. I live in South Florida, and I can tell you, like the Tri-County area, the homes are just too expensive for a lot of people. They're starting to kind of like move north, Central Florida. You're in North Florida, so you probably know. My son lives in Jacksonville, which is North Florida. So, it's just one of those things.
Gotcha. So let's back up a little bit. What led you to the real estate industry to begin with? What started that journey? And then tell us a little bit about the path you've been on since you got in.
Oh, brother, listen, my story's a little bit different, man. I'm from Haiti. I grew up in Boston, moved down here for high school. I was looking for a job. Find one, I was 15 years old, barely 16, about to be 16. Could not find one. I was in class one day and an upperclassman told me to come check out his mortgage company. I got hired as a telemarketer. Then I worked like literally every hour the place was open, and they promoted me to a loan officer assistant, and I never looked back since. I left the industry briefly in '08 when the market crashed because I was just like, what the hell's going on? Went into insurance, realized I hated insurance, but I met my wife. So I dropped the insurance and kept the wife and came back.
Now, that is fascinating. I don't hear that one very often, where you've started off at a young age and then just stayed in it. What is it about lending that's just kept you engaged? What do you love about it?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's a much better living than flipping burgers, and plus you can learn so much cool shit, man. Like, I mean, you're into real estate, you learn. I mean, I bought up my first house at a very young age, and, I'm able to impart knowledge to even my peers at the time. And, like my sons, like my oldest son is buying a house right now. He's 25,
Nice.
And he's got his own business, and my middle son's in at UCF, and, they left the house with better credit than me. So, you know what I mean? You just learn cool shit, man. Like you just can't beat it, And then plus, like the money definitely helps. You make a great living doing real estate. It's just stressful, especially when you care. It's stressful when you care about the clients. And right now, I'm doing loans for my clients' kids.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Wow. That is some longevity.
You know,
Right.
I'll be
For sure.
46 in 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's different. You know, they're calling me uncle and stuff. It's nuts.
It's funny how powerful home is, right? Just the whole idea of it when you help somebody either first time home buyer, repeat the process. Like home is so unique to human beings. Like it's where we
Absolutely.
live, laugh, love, eat, sleep, cry. Everything happens to us at home. That's where we take everything that has happened to us. And so to be a part of that process for somebody, whenever I'm involved, that's something I'm thinking about is
Absolutely.
the years where I'm not involved anymore, where I'm just a footnote in your story
Absolutely.
and you've kept going, and the fact that it actually accomplished for you what we set out to do, right? It can be a very transactional business.
It's been a blessing. I'm not smart enough to think I was ever going to do this on my own and make it this far. I remember when I left the industry and I came back, you know, I was extra grateful for just being a part of these people's lives because even when I was doing insurance, I never left it. They were able to call my cell phone and help them resolve problems and, help a few people fill out a few loan modification applications, stuff like that. You know, what I will tell you is I take it very seriously. I grew up single mother. Money was not abundant. We were poor. I spoke no English when I first came here. And this country's afforded me a lot of blessings, and I've been able to provide for me and my children, who are now they're doing great. You know, they're both out the house. They have to make their own money, go to school, whatever. And I have a 3-year-old too, so I'm going through the rodeo all over again. But what I can tell you is I understand the value that you're not just buying a roof, you're buying memories. You know, you're buying marriages, you're buying healing, you're buying sickness, you're buying laughter, you're buying joy, you're buying sadness, you're buying tears. All those things will go on in that home. So I take it very seriously. I think that we are definitely I tell people this all the time. Like, I think that people that do mortgages are the guardians of the American dream. All those people that think
Mm,
it's not real, it is very real because we put you in there. Like there's a lot of families who, for whatever reason, they don't think they can do it, but those are the more satisfied. And there's some families that think they're entitled to it because they've had several generations of homeowners in their families. So they just think, I can afford it now. I'm entitled to it. Let's get it popping. But in the end, I really do think that homeownership is part of the American dream. I've been overseas. I'm from the Caribbean, and I can tell you that owning a home is a very, very big deal when you're overseas. It's not a very big deal here because people just think it's so easy. But
right,
overseas, if you own a home, you're like rich.
right,
In the Caribbean, if you own a house, like you own your house, you're rich, right? Here, they give that opportunity to people that aren't rich, or in the middle class, and the lower middle class, or even below the area median income, which technically is poverty, right?
right.
So, all I'm saying is that here in this country, we have several layers that help you guide through that opportunity so that we can make it reality for you. And I take it very, very seriously. A lot of these homeowners that my number has been the same since 2006. Before that, it was the same since 94. So it's that I've only changed my number one time in 2006 when I moved to Jacksonville. Right. And then I moved back down South Florida. The number's so easy, I kept it. And
Right.
nothing, it's an honor as far as I'm concerned to be a part of it. And we have a very, very good team here, and we all think that way. We all think the same. We don't take it for granted. We have a lot of experience. It's not just me. I wish it was. I'm not that smart.
Well, take us into that. That's one thing I want to lean into with your unique experience of how you came to America, what you went through to even put you where you are now, and then experiencing the fact that you've created successful offspring. They're out moving on into their own lives. How has that affected the way you run your business and how your team goes day to day? Take us into that.
I mean, my relationship with my sons are a little bit different. I started when I was young. Honestly, I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, we used to sell disputes in a boxing ring. Okay.
Mm,
Like, I'm not a role model. Okay. So I'm not going to go into that. But what I will say is, I think it gives me a firsthand look because they've kind of, like, I tell people all the time, like, they've seen me go from the $10 seats in the rafters at the Heat to the 100 section. And they've seen me through that journey. So
mm,
when I talk to people through different walks of life, I can relate only because I like the $10 seats better. I like the $10. I have more fun than $10 rafter seats at the Heat games. But now I sit in the 100 section because I can, I guess. You know what I mean? And then everybody I
Right.
take with me, I don't really even go for myself anymore. I go for other people. I take them. They're always like, oh my God.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And I would have more fun in $10 seats. And, you know, so I can relate, man. Like, listen, life be life. And, we all go through stuff, ups and downs. I talk to people that work a lot more than me every single day. And they have the same problems that from the people that aren't, believe it
Right.
or not. I mean, I
Right.
tell people that all the time. They just drive nicer cars.
Same problems. They're not going anywhere, and
They're
that's
not going
something
there.
I think is cool about real estate. Is real estate specifically allows you to leverage your life experience in a way to make connections that drive your business. It's
Absolutely.
very fascinating because it encompasses all of you, and the more life experience you've had, honestly, the more hard things you've dealt with, the more people you can relate to.
Yes.
So there's a benefit to it. There's a
And something
level
I
where
tell
you
people all the
connect.
time, the only person that doesn't think they belong in that room is you. And I've been through that. Where I'm like, oh my God. Like I went to a conference in Vegas like 2 years ago when I was managing, like 3 years ago, I was managing a branch. And these people were like, dude, they have like $100,000 watches on. I'm trying to get referrals from these like financial advisors. I got invited by a financial advisor. And, you know, I don't have a $100,000 watch. Let's just put it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
But I stayed. And these people were super gracious and nice to me, man. Like they were cool as hell. Okay. When I tell you, like they went above and beyond what hey man, what can we do? How can we help your business? That kind of thing. Like one of them referred me a ball player client of his. And like, and I'm not, it's not in my mind, all this tension, all this apprehension, like, oh my God, look at all these people like in custom made and tailored suits. I was staying in the same hotel as them at the Fountain Blue. But yeah, I didn't have $100,000 watch on, but the only person that didn't think that belonged in that room when I first walked in was me. So like, I'm the only person. Everybody else was like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
How can we help?
Right.
So now
And I
I'm that
think
way to people. No matter what, I'm just like, okay, how can I help? How can we
it's
be
the
of
abundance
service?
mindset, man, and it really exists, especially at high levels of real estate. It's one of my favorite things about it. Having the past few years get to travel around and meet some real operators. They're the nicest people.
Nicest people.
They are willing to share their information with you. And what is interesting about like what you're saying, so many people will get around them and then feel uncomfortable, like they're less than, or that just because the $100,000 watch means they're not going to talk to me. Where really go talk to them about that $100,000 watch and see how
Yeah.
much they think
What are you
about it. Right?
wearing?
Get the story from it. How'd you
Yeah,
get that, man? Tell me about that because that's really what it comes down to. Is behind it all, we're all people, and we
absolutely.
all have goals, and we all have stuff we're trying to do, and connecting there first is what shows people. There's an old quote, nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. And it's
Absolutely.
one of my favorites because it takes all the pressure off because that's the taking mentality. You're uncomfortable because you're trying to take something from
Yes.
someone.
You're not trying to
And if you
provide.
reverse that and say,
Yes.
okay, no one has ever been me before. No one can bring the value that I can bring as long as if you're a professional or not, if you've done the work and you have the experience, that's
Mhm,
what qualifies you.
mhm.
Not a watch, not a car, not a house. What have you done? And can you now communicate that to other people effectively so that they can benefit too, right? Rising
Mhm.
tides raise.
Can you hear
You
me?
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what else too? What you're gonna can you see me now? Can you hear me?
Yep.
And you
Yep.
know what else too? I found the people that are like the worst, like the most cutthroat, worst personality, they don't do any transactions. They don't do no business.
No.
It's nuts. It's nuts. Now the people that are like super successful, like they're like, how can I help? Not how can I benefit? How can I help? The people that are not successful, bitter, cutthroat, they don't want to talk to you. They think they're better than you. They don't even do. I mean, I've talked to countless people, and I'm in South Florida. Like we're in snob capital of the world. Okay, outside of LA. I mean, I honestly like I have story after story, and I'm I'm 5'7.5", okay? Like, I'm too short to be a snob, all right? So, I don't qualify. Look at his face. Not that good looking. It's cool. I get it.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Right? I don't qualify to be a snob. But when I tell you, like, the people that are the worst to you, they can't help you anyway. You know,
Mm,
they don't do any transactions. They're mad at life. Something's going on. You know what I mean? We all
right.
go through stuff. And I don't ever judge it. Man, I just take it to me, like, rejection and all that stuff, like trying to fit in, it doesn't, in business, it doesn't really work. I
Mm,
think that, like, knowing your worth and the value you can provide to others and establishing new relationships and nurturing that relationship, regardless of whether or not you do a transaction, that's just way more important. And how you conduct yourself when you do a transaction. Like, to me, the biggest value you provide to any of our, like, when I refer people out, what happens when something went wrong? What did you do?
mm,
That's how I look at it. Because I know when something goes wrong, I stay calm. I don't blame others. I take responsibility. I try to fix the problem and I move on. And if someone on our squad was accountable, I hold them accountable, see how we can fix it. And if it was that bad, if they're going to continue to be on the squad. But
right.
that's not always, we all know that's not always what you encounter.
Right.
You know, I had a tough transaction with a realtor on a condo that had a rec lease. So most of the lenders were turning them down. I finally found a lender that will do it during the transaction. And the seller's realtor knew what was up because, she knew they had a rec lease. It was going to kill the deal for most of it, whatever, because they didn't tell us. They didn't tell us in the beginning. They didn't disclose to the buyer.
Mm,
So I didn't make a thing of it. I was like, okay. But what I will say to you is she didn't call me every 2 hours. She texted me every day. Hey, how we doing? How can I help? Do you need this from the HOA? Do you need that from the HOA? I heard that. I'll have the seller go get it. The loan closed, but without that cooperation, it doesn't close.
mm-mm. No,
Okay.
working well with people is how you be successful. You said
Working
this
well
in
with people is how you become successful.
and you said in our pre-recording call, nobody does anything alone. And especially in real estate. Real estate is a team sport. It
Absolutely.
has to be. There's so many different little pieces and parts. Not one person could ever close a deal.
Absolutely.
Florida, you need at least three. You need your you need your title company, your lender, and you. So
Absolutely.
like there's at least three people involved there. And there's normally way more because you got inspections and insurance and all the other little things that connect to it. And when you play by that I win, you lose mentality, nobody wants to work with
Nobody
you ever
wins.
again.
Nobody
Nobody.
wins. You don't
Nobody,
win, you
man.
don't
You're
get more business, your attitude sucks, nobody wants to deal with you, okay? To me, is we're we are the client's team, we represent the client to the best of our ability, and that goes for all of us. I can tell you horror stories too, but I just wanna sound like a negative
right.
person.
No,
I'd rather
yeah.
tell you the positive ones. I'm telling you right now, that lady, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even wanna do the deal. They knew from the start that this rec lease was there. It was gonna kill the majority of of the lenders that will do it. So they didn't disclose that. That's on them. I could have just written them a denial letter. They'd look for another condo. But because she was so cooperative, how could I?
Right.
How could I do that?
Right.
Right? So
Look what
the
it did for
client
the
was getting it
seller.
for, yeah, they were getting it for a good price below the market value, the whole nine. I'm like, okay, no, let's just keep going. She's cooperating. Seller cooperated. We closed. We closed a week later too, because we had a complete package.
Wow. And that's just it, man. Cooler heads always prevail and professionals always prevail. And that's something I think is powerful, especially in the current market cycle that we're in. And even when you went through it in 2008, it gets the unprofessionals out. It's one of
Absolutely.
the benefits of going through market cycles is if you're the good person behind it all, you're going to be just fine. It may be hard. You may not enjoy everything you're fixing to experience, but if your plan is to stay in and be the professional, you will always have business. Someone's going to come find you because all the unprofessionals are gone. The easy money's gone. The simple way to do it's gone. You have to deal with the folks that have been through the problems and stayed.
Yeah,
Right. So,
and the people that are grateful to be here. I'm
right.
grateful, man. Like, dude, for what we do, we make really good money, man. We're not digging ditches, you know?
And I've dug ditches.
Yeah,
It's not
you know what's
easy
up.
and it
It's not
doesn't pay
easy.
well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy, it doesn't play well, Like I've been a waiter. I've been a waiter. I've been security at a club. I've moonlit. I've done moonlighting at Amazon. I'm not bashing any of these type of jobs or people. I'm just saying for what we do, we make a lot more money.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm grateful. Um, I wasn't grateful in '08. That's why I left, and I learned very quickly just how the real world works.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I went from like doing what I was doing and then getting a job and all this other stuff. And, you know, it's just, it's a lot. And I think what a lot of times, whenever there's a big boom like COVID, a lot people lose touch with reality of what it's supposed to be like, of how hard you're supposed to work to make the same type of income.
Right.
And I talked to realtors that never showed a house since they got into the industry that left the industry last year.
Mm.
They weren't showing homes. They were just giving the borrowers the address and the code.
Wow. That's tough. That's tough. That's why the realtor world got hit because people only
Yeah.
started calling them because they had the keys. And
Yeah.
that's
The
what
loan
makes a
officers that
really good realtor stand out is the
yes.
fact they do the work. Like the real ones, they're doing work. They're not taking orders.
It's
There's a mission they're accomplishing.
it's even worse on the loan officer side, which about 50% didn't renew their license. Why? Because they work for people and they're used to their phone ringing instead of going out, making realtor calls and working hard and, meeting people and taking care of people and not just giving them a rate and a closing cost quote. And they're not used to that. I talk to them every day.
Which is the real business.
That's
That's
the
the
real
real
business.
business. That's the real one, that it's relationship driven 100%, and that your name matters. Real estate's a small niche in the grand scheme of everything. You get that name for doing it the wrong way, and you will get run out on a rail. Not
100%.
not long at all either. Like, it
100%.
it ends quickly, and
Absolutely.
that's why I think it's so valuable for the good folks to stay in and why they typically do. The ones that really stick to the industry, they see behind it. Do they make great money? Yes, but there's another paycheck that gets paid that people discount, and that's the emotional paycheck.
Absolutely.
That one that feeds your soul. The reason where you get invited to weddings and you're writing mortgages for their kids, right? Like that's the day to day of it.
Yeah.
We're all here. We're all trying to build generational wealth and do what it is that we do. But in all that, we're living out 24-hour cycles at a time. You're interacting with people on a daily basis. One day, all you'll have is a story. What'd you do with it? Right? What do you get to say? What do people say about you? What'd you actually do? Did you show up? Or did you just look for the easy way over and over and over
Or
again?
we're just trying to get a check.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Just
and I and I get emotional like whenever like somebody's kids call because I'm always like, oh my
mm,
god, this is so awesome. So people think I'm a giant cornball, which I am. I'm corny as hell. Lie to you. And my wife thinks I'm crazy, right? So I get it, but what I will tell you is like this industry, you're dealing with people's finances, their futures, their pasts, divorces, bankruptcies. Like there's so many opportunities to judge, and how could I? I'm
right.
just as human as they are. So
Right.
and then there are people out there that will judge you, man. I have to put them in check all the time. Like you can't judge this person. You know what I mean? Something happened to them, you can't judge them. So
No.
and there's people that reverse judge, just jealousy. I mean, I have clients that they're buying a $3 million house, they got 5 million in the bank.
It is, man. It's just it's a fascinating thing to be a part of because it does. If you're really plugged in, it fuels all of your life.
Yes.
It really does. It lifts you up, man. It makes each day worth getting up for and working hard. I enjoy working hard. Like if
Yeah, but what I noticed, the first thing I noticed, I think you love this game just as much as I do.
yeah, it's fun. I like to be engaged,
Yeah.
right? I like to think about things. Like I truly believe life is happening for me and not to me. And
Yes.
I'm one of the people with an experience, and I think we all could at some point, but my road to hoe wasn't an easy one to get here.
No.
Statistically, I died 6 years ago. That was my life experience, and I'm still here, and I still believe that life is happening for me and not to me. And to be able to do that, you can now then provide value to people in a way that not many can,
No,
just
it's
simply
beyond the
from a
numbers at
mindset.
that point. It's beyond the
Yeah,
because
it's
I've been in
beyond a
ICU,
number.
bro. I know what you're saying. I've been in ICU on the week of my birthday.
Mm,
All right. So 80% of the people don't make it out. I did just fine. I get it. You know what I mean? And you mentioned my kids earlier. I mean, they remind me I'm mortal every single time I talk to them.
right.
So, I just try to provide some of that experience as well as, and clients, it's funny, like clients will always, and they bring up the craziest things. Like I had a client just now just had his first kid, sent me the pictures of his daughter. I'm like, I was start crying. I sent him a bunch of stuff from Amazon.
You're going to need this. You're going to need this. You're going to
Yeah,
need
I'm
this.
gonna need this. He's like, it's my first one. I'm like, yeah, man, don't worry, you'll be a great dad. We're talking. He called me, he's like, hey, did you send like blankets and baby bottles and stuff? Like, yeah, man, I couldn't I'm sorry. Dude, I thought he was gonna start crying. But I didn't do it for that. I was just like, I don't know. And they call me with this kind of stuff. I'm getting married, they're young. Like, I'm not young
Right.
anymore. At least not that young. And then, I'm like, okay, how can I help you get married? I guess.
Right.
You know what I
Doing
mean?
right for people.
Yeah,
We
man.
don't get each other right now, right? We
It's
don't get to hang
cool.
out with future generations. We get to hang out with the people that are alive right now. And
Yeah.
there's 8 billion of them in the world. And how many do you actually know? That's why
Yeah.
even on podcasts, I get to meet new people. I'm just glad I know you exist.
Yeah.
I, the chances of me even knowing you're around is basically zero. So
Yes.
anybody that you actually know, if you're a math geek, think about the statistical probability of even getting to know them. And holy cow, it's hard not to be grateful once you see it,
Absolutely.
right? You only
Absolutely.
had a 1 in 400 trillion chance of being a human being on planet Earth. So
Absolutely.
that means everybody you meet is that way and you actually met them. Get out of here.
And a home
Get
is a
out of here.
dream for people. Like,
Right.
we're around it every day. So to us, it's
Right.
reality. For them, it's a dream, man. Like I'll say it again, we are the guardians of the American dream. Like
I love
that dream word is true for them.
I
Whether it's
love
a bigger house, downsizing, living in a certain area, a car is a car. No offense to cars. I'm just saying. I keep saying no
it is,
offense.
man.
The car's just a car. But a dream, a home is they walk in, they're gonna sleep there.
Right.
That's a big chunk of their life. They're
It's a
gonna cook
huge
there,
part.
you
It's
know?
a huge part of it, and to get to plug into it again, that's what always kept me coming back and keeps me coming back, whether I'm investing or whatever it is that I'm doing, because on the other side, there's always a person.
Mhm.
And that, in the investment world, a lot of times you're dealing with people going through hard, right? When you're buying a house at a discount, their life is not going well. They have had someone die, someone divorce, something is going poorly. And to be able to show up in a moment like that and be human about it and actually help them walk through it because they got a goal too, not to feel like that anymore. I don't want to be dealing with this anymore. I want my life back. I want to feel good again.
Mhm.
That's what you're participating in.
Cook my
That's your
favorite meal.
process.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
cook my favorite meal. I had a client call me the other day. I was baking bread. I was learning how to bake bread last month. I finally kind of figured it out. And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yes, it's Christmas Eve. We're baking some bread." "What?" Like, "Why would you tell me that?" "'Cause that's what I'm doing." "You asked. I just told you. What's up? How can I help you?" She was real cool. She was laughing her butt off, But, without that, why would you wanna do business with me?
Right. People discount how much connection really matters.
Yeah.
They discount it and they get stuck in short-term thinking. This one deal, this one transaction, this one loan, where if you can zoom out a little bit and realize that person knows a bunch of people, that person has family, and if I can serve them to my best of my ability, that opens up the doors for my business in a way that other things just simply can't do. And it
100%.
creates longevity, right?
Mhm.
For you to keep going. All right, Samir, man, I've really enjoyed this
You
conversation.
too, my
For
man.
those
It
that
was
are
cool as hell.
listening, same, dude. I think the same. We'll have to hang out sometime.
Yes, sir.
For those that are listening that would want to possibly work with you, learn more from you, what's the best way to find you?
Okay, you can find me on social media at Reno Loan King, Reno Loan King. You could also go to renoloanking.com. And, the application process is right there. My website is publictrustmortgages.com. Nobody ever really goes there. It's just a website. But yeah, Rental Loan King is my handle. I used to do a ton of them, especially back during COVID. I still do a few. So, you can reach out to me there. My number's been the same, 904-444-8500. It's never changed no matter how people call me. I don't really care. Hit it. You know, it's,
Reach
it's,
out
it's,
to them.
it's consistent.
Excellent. And everybody listen, we'll make sure that the handle and the phone number in the show notes. So if you want to reach out to Samir, learn more about, what's possible for you, bring that dream alive, reach out to them, touch base with them. These are the kind of folks in the industry, in my opinion, that are worth working with.
We
So
appreciate
Samir,
that.
man, thanks again for being here. I appreciate your
Thank
time, your
thank
story. I
thank
think
you.
more folks in the business need to be doing it the way you're doing it. Actually care, do
Thank
stuff
you, brother.
good
Thanks
that
for having
do
us.
good things for people. Absolutely. So again, if you enjoyed today's episode, please like this one, share it with someone you think would get value out of it. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. We've got more conversations upcoming with operators just like Samir, who are out there building real businesses and changing people's lives in a real way. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.